Cowabunga dudes, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel Ace's Place 22, where I'm Ace. This is my place 22, and it is Turtle Tuesday! Yeah! Cowabunga, awesome, pizza time, tubular, radical, awesome, whatever. Yeah, but let's get right into it. I'm super excited. If you like my energy in this particular video, if you like what I'm about to talk about in this particular video, if you just are a really cool person, please like and subscribe. I've lost 2 subscribers in the last 2 or 3 days. Get us back up to 295 and we'll be just a happy little boy over here. But come on, look at what's right in front of us. That's what we want to talk about. This is what we're here for. This was my first toy hunt of 2026, and man, it did not disappoint. So first of all, I have to give a couple of shout outs. Now, I don't normally do that in these particular, pre-recorded videos. I usually save the shout outs for my lives. There will be the same shout outs this upcoming Friday on top of the awesome, spectacular music maestro masterpiece, which will be the Ace in the Hole Variety Show. Make sure you tune into that this Friday at 6 p.m. here on YouTube. But let's give those shout outs out. First, I've got to give a shout out to my pal Thad that I met at my local toy show here in Saratoga, New York. Met him at the toy show, just buying Ninja Turtle stuff. We've been in communications, and pretty rad dude. Thad Rad. That's who it is, man. That's who he is, Thad Rad. And he went to a local toy store that is literally right around the corner from me. It's a half hour, not far at all. And he turned me on to this toy store and sent me a couple of pictures of the items, of certain items that I have here. Excuse me. That I was able to pick up myself on top of a few other things. Now, when I was talking to Thad, he was mentioning that the store owner, his name is Shane, and he does trades with a bunch of different stuff, so don't hesitate to bring some toys and see what can happen. I did my due diligence and looked up the toy store online to see if there were photos so I could have a general idea of are they in-box, does he want old, a little bit of everything. This toy store is epic, so I brought all I brought were sealed Lego sets that I wanted to see what I could do to get store credit. And baby, we'll get right into that one. But the next shout out has to be to the store itself, Replay Toys, Vintage and Modern. The owner, his name is not on this little business card, but his name is Shane. I don't know his last name. Not that it matters. I'm not going to give that out. But Shane is his first name. So if you inquire to this toy store and you call or you email him, that's the person you're going to be speaking to or asking for is Shane, and the hours are Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 5 p.m. I do believe that's what he said. There is also a eBay page, which is Replay Toys East, EAST. That might be pertaining to maybe there's another Replay Toys in the south or a little bit more north or in the west. I have no idea. But that is how it's labeled on eBay. There's over 400 items that you guys can go pick and choose from. I haven't gone on the eBay site yet at all. I just found out about it today when I was talking to him. And really, really cool. Has a YouTube page, but there's no videos or anything like that. But I am going to just give him a great shout out. I stayed in that store for roughly, it felt like the longest. It didn't feel very long, but it was 2 hours that I was probably there talking to him, doing the trade before I even bought anything, before I even looked around. I was a good boy and kept my horse blinders on. And as soon as I walked into the door, or I didn't walk into the door, but as soon as I walked into the store and opening the door, I literally just focused on Shane and the register and just walked straight to him. I said, hey, before I look around, I want to introduce myself. My name is, so-and-so. and a mutual friend of ours named Thad told me about this place, and it was all literally terrific time from there. We literally chatted about everything and anything you can think of toys, and it was just really, really, really awesome. It was super comforting. I don't believe it is anything to his business, but there was literally no one in there for the 2 hours that I was there. Now, it is a Tuesday. I got there probably maybe noon, little around noon time. So, and I left a little bit before 2. So yeah, it was about 2 hours I was there. As we got done talking and I got done with my transactions and the wheeling and dealing that we did, and right before I recorded, an older gentleman and his son came into the store. So I do have a video up now of me walking around Replay Toys. If you haven't watched that, I definitely suggest you go check it out so you can see, the full shebang. It's awesome though, but you can hear those people in the background, so that's what that is. But other than that, it was just a really perfect time to go somewhere new and be able to experience it kind of firsthand with no interruptions. I was able to have a really nice conversation with the owner. He knows now where I'm coming from as like a collector, as a trader, as a seller, and vice versa with him. And it was a great, great experience and a great time. I can't wait to go back there. It's probably going to be a monthly visit. Whether I'm breaking bank to go there or I'm only spending a couple of bucks at a time, it's definitely worth the trip. And knowing that he doesn't mind me recording in the store, it'll be really fun to go back and focus in on a little bit more things that you guys might leave in the comments, or when I'm talking to my other YouTube buddies, what they might be interested in checking out, and I can, do a little bit better on that. But it was just really great time. And again, here's his business card. Definitely take down the information, all that. The prices are really fair. So to me, I didn't even try to haggle him once on anything. I was like, this is what I would pay. So I can't stress it enough. It was just excellent time. So Replay Toys, vintage and modern. It's 772 Saratoga Road, Suite 10, Burnt Hills, New York, 12027. Awesome store. Go check them out on Google. There are photos. They're not, I don't know if they're super updated. Within the year, definitely. But if you want current, go check out my video that I just put up a little while ago. It's there for you. So, dude, it's clockwork. There's a figure that falls in every video. Leatherhead, you killing me, dog. You killing me. There we go. Now, this is not all I got. There is one more item. I am leaving that for last because it is the creme de la creme, if you will. It's the holy grail of today's toy hunt. Now, like I said, I only went there literally with intentions on getting the Simpson figures. I had anticipation that there'd be other things I'd want, maybe something else I'd buy, yada yada. I brought in a good amount of Lego to trade. I'm not going to remember every single thing I brought in, but I brought in 2 specific gift with purchase sets. I brought a stupid SpongeBob Five Below set. There was a Black Panther Lego set that I got on sale that I brought. My daughter gave me one of her Lego sets. There was a Wolverine and an Iron Man little mech Lego set. And I think and an X-Men Storm and Wolverine. They're called miniatures. They're kind of like a mix between Lego and like Mega Bloks. And then the last thing was a giant Lego like bin. So all of that stuff, and I'll be front with everybody as best as I can, as always. I was not expecting a lot. I really wasn't. I was anticipating him to offer me like $50 in store credit and like maybe $25 in cash. was not expecting a lot. So what he offered me absolutely blew my mind. He offered me $120 in store credit. Yes, absolutely yes. I was blown away. I didn't. Now, as someone that's reselling or trading, if you will, in this situation, I'm not someone that buys things to resell them full price or more. You give me what you give me and I say yes or no. That's it, right? I'm not here to break anybody's piggy bank and vice versa. Like, I bought it knowing that it's going to lose value the second I buy it. It's like buying a brand new car and taking it off the lot. As soon as those wheels hit the road, it's decreased in value, right? You're not going to get the full price back. And I know that as a collector. So to get even $100, let alone $120 in store credit at a toy store where I'm just going to turn around and spend my cash anyways, this guy was cooking. Shane, I tagged your channel in this, so hopefully you do check it out. But man, you really were awesome today. So that being said, let's finally get into these toys. Yeah, you know what? I'll mention it at the very end. So we've got a whole little smorgasbord of stuff here. We've got some Ninja Turtles. We've got some Simpsons. We've got Tracy Morgan. I was literally going to say Tracy Morgan. We've got Dick Tracy and a Z-Bot. All right. First of all, I'm going to start with the Z-Bot. Now, one moment, actually. Let me grab something else. All right, there we go. I've got a little bit of a better light. So I will have an admission of guilt here. I do not know what the hell Z-Bots are. I really don't. When I walked in and he even told me, he's like, yeah, I'm working on this box of these Z-Bots. And I'm like, what are those? Like, what are Z-Bots? Talk to me, guy. And he showed me like a little play set and stuff like that and a couple of these little, I guess you call them characters. And I don't know anything about them, but when I was standing there looking at them all, I noticed one of them in particular was a white like robot with like a drill for a hand or an arm. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that just triggered a memory in my brain. Like, I had that little guy, but I didn't know what the heck it was too. And so I just thought they were really, really cool. It was $2 for this little thing. I don't think that's terrible for just a little shelf accessory, honestly. And to be really honest, I bought it with the intentions of putting it in my turtle lair as like a remote control toy that maybe Mikey or just one of the other turtles would have to just kind of throw it in the background, because it is really cool looking. This is definitely, to me, the coolest looking one with like the skull head in the middle. Kind of reminds me of Ed 209 a little bit from RoboCop, but more so it reminds me of the bad guy from RoboCop 2 when he's in like, gets turned into like a giant mech suit, basically. I don't remember what his name is, but I really like this little figure and I thought it was awesome looking. And yeah, so a Z-Bot. Do you guys know what these are? If so, let me know in the comments below. Is this a cool one? Do you know what this one's name is? You know. We'll put the little Z-Bot back there. And then we'll just go right out of turtle fashion, because I want to end with the turtle stuff because it is Turtle Tuesday, right? Here we go. This is classic right here. If you don't know what Dick Tracy is, let me give you the best little lesson that I know about Dick Tracy. So, it's not much. Dick Tracy started off as like a little cereal commercial kind of like comic strip. And it was just caricatures, basically, of like mobsters and gangsters with this detective, Dick Tracy, who wore this all yellow trench coat. Didn't have any superpowers. This was all based in like reality other than, you know, the over the top, you know, caricature iterations of like gangster mobster characters. So it spawned a movie with Warren Beatty, Al Pacino, Madonna, William Forsythe is in it. And I mention him because I actually got to meet him. So, yeah. But it's a pretty cheesy movie from the 90s. It's nothing spectacular. It's definitely a cheese fest, but I grew up with it. I grew up with these toys. Not a lot of the action figures themselves, but my brother and I, we had the Dick Tracy, like, Junior Detective kit that you could get, which came with, like, his badge and like a notepad and other stuff like that inside of an actual brief, like a plastic Dick Tracy style briefcase. So, and I have the movie, and I really do enjoy the movie quite a bit. Now, all of the characters that were in the movie, who else was in it? I'm just thinking right now. Dustin Hoffman, because I'm specifically thinking of Mumbles. All of these characters are over the top ridiculous. Like this guy here, his name is Rodent William Wilson. He has this just rodent features like of a rat. His mannerisms in the movie are of that of a rat. You've got William Forsythe's character, which was Flat Top. Very similar to in Spider-Man Hammerhead, who is a mobster with a flat top with head, but in that he's got a metal plate in his head. Flat Top is just a goofy looking guy. You've got a character named Brow who has a prominent like eyebrow. Big Boy is played by Al Pacino, and he's just this weird hunchback gangster guy. You got Mumbles, again, who's played by Dustin Hoffman, who he just mumbles, obviously, the name. There's other ones, I can't remember them right now. But it's a fun movie. I definitely recommend the movie for sure. But I saw this guy, he was only $5, and I absolutely was like, of course, I would love to have a really cool little Dick Tracy character in my collection. And not only is he just a cool little character, he is made by one of my favorite toy companies, Playmates. Disney Playmates, can you believe that? But came out in 1990. There was, I think, like 12 or 13 of them, maybe a little bit more. Just really cool looking, stylized, gangster character. And it fits right with those Ninja Turtles, so he will look really cool in like little displays and stuff like that. Because I'm definitely going to throw him in with like my Turtles and whatever, because hell yeah, he's awesome. I definitely want to get more of these if I can find them out in the wild. But he was only $5, so I definitely I definitely grabbed him. He doesn't come with any of his accessories, not a big deal. I think he had like a baseball bat and maybe a bag of money. I'm not really particularly sure. But now, let's talk about The Simpsons. Here is, his name is Brad Goodman. I'll be honest, I know of this character from clips and kind of loose nostalgia memory, but it doesn't ring a bell like directly. When I first saw him, I thought, I was like, oh, is that Troy McClure? And I'm like, no, he's too fat to be Troy McClure. But this is Brad Goodman. He is like a self-help guru. He tries to help Bart Simpson in one of the episodes and pretty much tells Bart everything he does is right and just causes a lot of chaos. But he comes with this cool little rainbow mug. You've got Brad Goodman, Inner Child Workshop. There's my guy right there. There's Troy McClure. I absolutely love that dude. Phil Hartman I miss him. Not that I knew him, but you know what I'm saying. And here's his little help book with his wine in a can. Look at that. The sticker definitely is peeling, but that is going to happen even inside the package, because when you got a flat sticker and you're putting it on a round surface, the math won't math. But this is from the World of Springfield Interactive Simpsons figure line from 2002 until like 2004 or so, maybe even a little bit earlier to a little bit later. I don't really know exact time. But this is from the All-Star Voices. Now, yes, we know The Simpsons had, celebrities all the time. Hell, The Simpsons themselves, the voice actors, became celebrities. But they had specific, a specific series for the toys that, really enhanced that, hey, we're emphasizing the actor behind the toy in this one. So this is actually going to have Albert Brooks. Yes, there you go. As the voice of Brad Goodman. And if we flip it around to the back, we can see that there are other ones in this series of the voice actor ones. You've got Phil Hartman as Lionel Hutz. You've got, again, Albert Brooks as Brad Goodman. Joe Mantegna, I can't even say his name. Joe Mantegna, Mantegna? I can't say it. I'm not Italian. Hey! As Fat Tony, I do have him. Danny DeVito as Homer's brother. Herb Powell, right? Yeah. And then Phil Hartman as Troy McClure. So very cool. I would love to get either one of them. Of the Phil Hartman ones. But there you go. This dude looks pretty. He kind of looks like William Shatner, eh? Like, does he not look like William Shatner? So this just adds to the collection of the on-card figures of the Simpsons ones that me and my daughter together are collecting, because she helps quite a bit with this collection. So there we go. Look at that shot. How about that, huh? Well, that's a little bit menacing. And these two were made by Playmates at one time. So more Playmates toys. Oh boy. You know what? Let's move these guys for now, because I actually want to put these on the turntable and look at them a little bit better. All right. So not only did the toy store have, an on-card Simpson, they also had Smithers, but I just recently picked him up, so it was, perfect. I didn't need to get him. But he had loose ones in bags, complete with their accessories. So heck to the yeah, I got all three of them. We've got Database. Oh my God, this fool, Freddie Quimby. And then we've got Edna Krabappel. So abso-freaking-lutely, I'm going to open these bags up right here, right now, and do a little review of them. Because let's do it. I've not opened them up yet. I haven't even tinkered around with them. I was such a good ace today. I really, really was. Like I said, I had my horse blinders on when I was first in there. And for like literally like the hour and 15 minutes that Shane and I talked, I did not look around. I mean, maybe for a minute because something caught my eye, but I just didn't look around. So here we go. We're going to take a look at Database first. And Shane, I know you like the short videos. You already told me that, but this one's going to be long because it's the first of 2026, and it has to be, guy. It has to be. So hopefully you check this video out. But look at this. You get... Let me turn this light back on. You get Database right here. I don't remember him specifically as like a standout character or anything like that, but I feel like I've seen him in the background and stuff like that. But he's got the interactive, chip in his foot there, so he can definitely be played with on the play sets, which I have a couple of. He's got his glasses. They are a little bent, but you know what? He's got them. He's got them. And it's probably blasphemy, but I might glue them on so I don't lose them. Look at that goofball. I got to clean him up a little bit. He's a little bit dirty now that I got a good light on him. But there he is with his glasses. Like I said, I honestly just might glue them on to the back. A little bead of glue behind the ear right like that, so I don't lose them, because my Ned Flanders that I used to have, his glasses came off and I lost them. We've got his clarinet, which I think that's what that is. That looks like a clarinet. I could be wrong. That might be where I recognize him from a little bit, maybe, is Lisa's band. This is cool. I really like this. Now, you got to remember, these came out early 2000s, so everything is molded, one mold. The paint application might not be the best. The simplicity is always there, but here we go with a lunch tray. You got a little carton of milk, a little Sammy, and a little... Oh my God, I keep dropping it because it's so dang tiny. And a little apple. Like, that is cool. Very nice. And then you've got just a generic stack of books with the math, the science, the history, all of it. Very awesome, though. Very pleased to have that. I got to redo this because this is... Maybe I'll do that at some point, but There he is. There's Poindexter over there. Now we're going to take a look at Ed Knickerbocker. Now these were $8 a piece. He did cut me a deal on a couple of these figures during the grand total. I don't remember which ones specifically, but I do know he took like $10 off, maybe something like that. I can't remember exactly. But here we go. We'll look at her accessories. We've got this clipboard here. I can't read that for the life of me. It is so tiny, but there is a clipboard. You've got a picture of Al Gore, right? Isn't that who that is? Al Gore, when Bart pretends to be in love with her, messes with her, and then you've got a can of like SpaghettiOs or spaghetti. There it is. That's really cool. I love it. Because she is a lonely woman. And she eats poor food. Look at that. Look at that Ed Knickerbocker. There she goes. Big-headed woman falling over. Gotta adjust the camera. Yeah, this is all lumpy. But there she is. She looks really good. I have the new Jakks Pacific one. So it's really cool to have the original and the newer one. She has the chips on the bottom. So she could be interactive. Not a lot of, there is almost zero articulation in these. Oh, she can swivel in the hips a little bit. Other than just basically like 4 or 5 points of articulation. Does not bother me. I absolutely love these Simpson toys. They are so nostalgic to me. And also, I couldn't collect them all as a kid. So now is my chance to get as many of these bibbies as I can. So this is great to have gotten this many of them. Yes, it's only 3, but that's 3 I didn't have. So there you go. And now we'll take a look at the last one here, which is Freddie Quimby. Now I know a little bit about Freddie Quimby. Not a lot, but I know a little because I remember some of the episodes he was in. He's reoccurring. This I don't remember specifically. I don't remember him having like a bowl of pork. I don't remember this specifically to his character. But the rest of the stuff I kind of do. That's really cool. That's a cool feature. So there are his golf clubs and the golf bag. Surfboard. I don't remember the surfboard. I don't remember him on his own other than just always being with his uncle. But anyway, we'll take a look at the surfboard. This is super cool. I am going to absolutely put this with my beach turtles as an accessory because why wouldn't you? And like I said, here's a bowl of porridge or a bowl of cereal. I really don't know, but that's just a cool little accessory on its own. And here are the golf clubs because he is part of a country club. So the golf clubs are already molded in there. You got wedges, putters. They're all stuck in there except for this one. Look at that. Casey Jones, baby, eat your heart out. Look at this. I think that's really cool. I think that's very, very cool. I absolutely dig it. And then here he is in his pink polo shirt with like his khakis and his nice little, what do they call these? Loafers, dockers, something like that. And now this guy originally started off as essentially a villain, Mayor Quimby's nephew, but eventually gets kind of, for lack of better words, reformed and becomes not his, maybe it's his running manager. It's something like his political manager or something, whatever the hell they call it. I don't remember. But he's really great. I'm very, very, very thrilled to have not only 3, yes, 3 loose ones, but that 4th one right there. Like, there you go. And as an honorary mention, I did not get this at his store, but I did pick this up on eBay, and it came in today. So we will mention it really quick. It is another World of Springfield's interactive figure, Wendell. The little sick kid, if you never knew who he was. A little queasy kid, as most would call him. But he comes with an apple, an orange, his books, a banana, and a bag of barf. Oh, my Lord. Along with that sticker on there for the B Sharp Homer exclusive figure. Never got that, but Here's another one we're adding to the collection. Really, really cool stuff, man. Really cool stuff. All right, and now it's time for the Turtle Tuesday moment. And these I also picked up at the Replay Toys store. I just got distracted. That's why I was talking like I was questioning all of my life choices in that very second. Right here, what we got are two of the original Playmates TMNT action figures. We've got Leatherhead right here and Super Shredder right there, along with this cool little game that he had in his display case that I just kept eyeballing, like, what is that? And then upon further inspection, it is one of the coolest, literally, to me, this is one of the coolest Ninja Turtle games I've ever seen. And there is nothing special about it other than the fact that it is turtle themed. This is your typical monkeys in a barrel game. Now, for anybody born, I don't even know, they might still make barrels of monkeys for kids. I genuinely don't know. But anyone that was born in the 90s and past that point and earlier than that, a barrel of monkeys is literally exactly as it sounds. It was a plastic little toy barrel, red or blue, with, I don't know, a dozen, 2 dozen red or blue little plastic monkeys that you would hook together. You would try to pick them all up out of the, I believe that's the rules. You would pick them, try to get as many as you could out of the barrel. Whatever, right? This is a Ninja Turtle version. This is really cool for ages 5 and up. Helm Toys. I've never even heard of that company. Helm Toys. But the art on this is really amazing. This is from 1990. The stickers are really clean. This is awesome. Just for this itself, I really like just the case itself. And one of the really neat things is you have the instructions right on the bottom. How to play the game. Pour all Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the table. Pick one up and hook an arm into the arm of another. Keep adding turtles to form a chain until one falls. How to score with 2 or more players. Each turtle remaining on the chain equals 1 point. The first player to get 12 points by adding up points from 1 or more turns wins the games. How to score with 1 player. See how long it takes to pick up all 12. Time yourself, then try to beat your best time. Have fun. For ages 5 and up. 1990 Mirage Studios. Awesome. And yeah, it has, there we go. It has, I'll dump them all out, but look at that. There he is hanging off. All 12 turtle monkeys, if you will. Like, these things are great. I think I paid $6 for this. Yes, please. I equate that to, you know, buying a $5 action figure. I bought a $6, you know, accessory, essentially. And I just think that's really cool. So not only, like, are there toys in there like, you know, action figures, but you can find really cool novelty things like that as well inside of Replay Toys. It was an unexpected journey. Let's take a look at the figures, though. Here is Leatherhead. This is from, I don't know when the hell he came out, 1988, 89, 90, one of those 3. But I have not added Leatherhead to my collection yet, even though he is my absolute favorite villain in all of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle history. The ones that I come across at toy shows are usually a lot worse condition than this, or people are asking way more than what I paid for this. This was right in the sweet spot. I know specifically Shane gave me a discount on this Leatherhead for $5. He does have his belt with him, which is a really cool, nice little added accessory. And from Thad, Rad Thad, I bought 1 or 2 of his accessories loose already. So we're coming along. It work in progress. But Leatherhead is great. He's got this really cool, or blurred, cool like play feature. I really like that. Scumbug had the same kind of thing with his head. So he's just got that chomp. But the only problem is, it's not even a problem, because it's the way they were all made. Leatherhead, including with Super Shredder and Ground Chuck, they're very small compared to the turtles. Like, I don't know why they did it like that, but it was just weird. But to have him in the collection, absolutely. So there we go. And then we've got Super Shredder. This guy looks super cool. I know he's a little hokey and a little corny looking for what he's supposed to be, this big hulking monster. And they crunched him down into this little, I don't even know, soda can with spikes on it. I think he looks really good. This was in a $5 bin. I did not have a Super Shredder of any kind for the original Playmates line, so I didn't even have a placeholder. This was the best one out of the lot that he had. I think he had 2 of them. He is missing his front little shoulder, or not shoulder, his like wrist gauntlet. Not a big deal. Doesn't bother me none. Other than that, he's got not everything, but he's got all the good stuff added to him. He looks really cool. I'm very pleased with it. But I also know why they made some of these Ninja Turtle figures as small as they did, because they were trying to use the same bubble packaging. They were trying to use the same packaging for almost all the characters. So if they made them tall like they're supposed to, they would have had to repackage them and spend more money on the packaging. So I get it. I'm not complaining, just stating. But these guys look great. But let me just now get to it. Now that we're in, 40-minute video. This is definitely the longest Turtle Tuesday video I've done outside of a live. Now, when I got my store credit, it was $120, like I said. When we were walking around the store, because he was showing me some stuff, he had a Technodrome, an original Technodrome with all the fixings for $250. I had to pass on that one. He had a sewer lair for $160. I thought that was pretty great, 100% complete. I passed on that one. He also had something else for $120. It was like a godsend. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the holy, I don't know, it's not the holy grail of Ninja Turtle toys. Not by any stretch of the imagination. I don't believe so anyways. But to me, in my personal collection, this is, for the vintage Ninja Turtle line, this without a doubt is the holy grail of items that I personally own. And that is, oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. I should have Googled and looked up like what the actual name of this thing was. But this is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles vintage, at this point, Turtle Copter. I'm always honest, I don't know much about this vehicle. I don't know much about a lot of the Ninja Turtle vehicles other than what I personally had as a kid and what I've been learning about through my friends. And speaking of that, TK Bar, I mention him all the time on this channel. He is an awesome dude. He has this, and he is always bragging about how it's, I don't want to say bragging, but I'm going to use bragging because why not? He should. It's really cool. About how this is like his favorite Ninja Turtle toy, or at least that's the impression I get. And he's put it in my head, like, if I get a vehicle, if like I need to be on the lookouts for this helicopter, because it's very cool. And it is sought after, it is rather expensive, and it is something that is very hard to come by, especially with all of the parts to it. I'm sure there might be a sticker or two that is missing, but other than that, this bad boy is 100% complete. And I have no vintage Turtle vehicles like that, or even close to this. So, and this was $120. If I had to pay out of pocket for this, no, sir, I would not. Not because I don't think it's worth it. One, I definitely think it's worth it. I've researched these myself, and just the shell, no pun intended, but just the skeleton of the helicopter, that can go anywhere between like $40 and $50 on its own. And then hunting down all the parts themselves, it could really bring you up a lot more than $120. So I was not going to hesitate. So as soon as he said the price, I knew what I was putting that store credit into, and it was 100% this. And I even said that to him as I was digging through the other figures. I was like, I'm not leaving this store without that turtle copter. There's no question about it. So he went and he took it down off the shelf and had it ready for me at the register. I grabbed the rest of my stuff. I got this basically for free, essentially, when you look at a trade. And then the other toys, I paid out of pocket for those. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. Now, if he didn't have a big ticket item like this, obviously I would have split the difference of, you know, what I wouldn't have paid out of pocket for my other figures and toys. It would have come out of the credit, but this was so hard. Not even hard. It wasn't even hard. This was a split second decision that I made that I do not hesitate on even at this moment when I look at this thinking, wow, was this really one item? Yes, this one item. Just for those specific reasons I told you, how much the skeleton of the helicopter can go. Hopefully it's in good condition and it's not broken inside and the gears aren't all crap and the stickers aren't all worn out and the paint's not all, you know, sun destroyed and just all, whatever, right? And then you got to hunt down the parts. Either somebody else went and did that or this is out of someone's personal collection. But either way, I reaped the benefits of this trade today. I couldn't be happier with this. We will talk a little bit about like all the features and what this vehicle actually does and can do, because it doesn't just sit on a shelf and look pretty, folks. It absolutely kicks ass and I love it. Now, aesthetically looking at it, it's kind of all over the place with like, what on earth are all these creatures? I honestly don't know. I really have no idea. This looks like something the Turtles freaking made inside of a swamp. You got like giant leeches or lampreys up here. I don't know if they're missiles or just scary lights. You got like leeches or not leeches, but like mosquitoes coming off the sides as your gun over here and guns right here. You got snakes holding your bombs. And then the whole rest of it is kind of like a dragonfly style turtle. I don't even know. But it's radical. This is exactly what Playmates does or did best, were things like this. When I look back at my other vehicles and I'm like, oh, I wonder how cool this would have been in full regalia of having everything together. This, there's no wondering. Like I can even see in the back, the pins and stuff are completed. They're not broken or half measured into place. Everything is absolutely beautiful on this vehicle. I'm in awe. I'm sure everybody's sick of hearing me say that, but it's just absolutely killer. You can put the Turtles in there. It looks like it's kind of a tight fit, but maybe at least one in that cockpit. And then you can kind of put someone here, and then you've got little army, little handrails right here for them to hang on to. This thing is just, this is sick. This is awesome. Yes, of course, the propellers, they're wobbly, so they're going to hit. But for the most part, you can actually... Not that that's broken, but I can see, just a little bit of wear and tear on it. But I expect that from a 40-plus-year-old toy. Or close to 40-year-old toy at this point. Let's look a little bit closer. Like I said, you got like the dragonfly on there. You got the stickers are absolutely just gorgeous. Look at that. I'm assuming they're original stickers or they're reprints maybe. But this is not a reissued. Playmates never reissued this. So all of this is original. Like you can see a little bit of the tape or the sticker right there. That's an easy fix. I can throw that on there and not even worry about that. Same with this here. Stick it over there like that. The punching gloves. But oh my god, look at this cool thing. And it's got these trash can style bombs that it can drop, and they can break open. You can fill them with whatever you want. Drop them in on the bad guys, and they just hook up underneath there like that. Very, very awesome. And then these little bombs, oh, get over here, you. They actually will pop out, and you can use those as, little projectiles, if you will. All this stuff comes apart. You can take these little wings off the back. You can take these wings off. Everything it can come off. So, again, the fact of having it complete, knowing that everything can kind of fall apart, not made bad quality-wise, I shouldn't say it like that, but because it can, come apart, obviously, for putting it together when you get it out of the box, just to have everything. Like, I've looked up pictures and stuff to make sure everything is here, and it is. It's not missing a single thing. And I absolutely effing love it. And it's good size. I don't have a turtle right here, but we've got a character that would be about the size of a turtle, and we got Super Shredder, who's like the size of one of the turtles. So you can kind of get a size comparison and how it would look. Very, very awesome. And it does have a play feature, which it has wheels on it as well. So if you have like a carpet or something, as a kid, you can scoot it across the carpet. And the play feature is really cool, and it still works. There's no issues with it at all. There is a trigger right here on the back of the handle, which, yes, this would be a handle like that. And it has the feature on the inside. Like I said, it's awesome that it's totally intact. It doesn't sound, chonky or rubby or anything like that. It's awesome. This thing is mint. I am absolutely in love with this pickup today. This is one of the best, I don't know if I want to call it a toy haul, but one of the best toy hunts from start to finish that I've ever got to have. It might not have been the most stuff I've ever gotten, but it is definitely the highest of quality of things I've ever gotten outside of buying something at the store already, but going to a secondhand shop like this, couldn't be happier. So that's it, man. This has been a freaking 50-minute Turtle Tuesday video. It's going to take forever to load. Who cares? It's well worth it. And we're going to do it one more time. We're going to put that right there for y'all to see. Replay Toys, vintage and modern. Shane, thank you very much. I am going to be, there's nothing on the back. I will be a repeat customer because you got the goods, man. And if I can get in there and get a couple more things before anybody else does, I'll be sitting real pretty with a real nice vintage collection. So thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate everybody that watched this full 50-minute, almost an hour-long Turtle Tuesday video. I can't believe we've been going that long. I feel like I've only been talking about 5 minutes. But I really appreciate everybody. Let's like and subscribe for more stuff like this because, man, I'm super excited to keep sharing and exploring toy stores such as Replay Toys. So, as always, love, peace, and pizza grease.